Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Mike Chase here with a Madden 24 franchise wish list. And, it is November, so I'm maybe being a little bit too early doing this, but one of the reasons why I'm doing this video is because seeing the issues that Bengals is having with his Giants franchise file, with it resetting to the draft, and how close we are in our Seahawks franchise to the end of the season, I kind of don't want to have to potentially go through the same issue, so I'm going to wait until that issue is fixed. Also, it is November, so which means a lot of the dev team for Madden is probably starting to move over to, beginning to work on Madden 24, so that's probably another reason why I want to do that. Hopefully, right now it feels like we get a decent size franchise update for Madden in terms of like the actual games. It's kind of like every other year. Like Madden 22 had some good franchise stuff for us, and so I think by following that logic, Madden 24 should have some, I would say, some decent upgrades to the mode. But like I said, look, I really want to keep doing Seahawks franchise, but like I said, just don't want to have to worry about the issues sort of affecting the file, losing progress. I already sort of had that happen to me. If you remember the first offseason, I actually had to redo the offseason like multiple times. I don't know why, but yes. So, and also it already killed a series that I was doing on the channel, the relocation franchise. So clearly I can't even do that just yet, which kind of sucks, honestly. So let's just get right into this list instead, and let's get right into it. Number 8 on this list, I hope we get a sim engine that isn't necessarily just based on the playbook that a team is using. Kind of ruins the franchise experience with that, knowing that you can just go in, change every team's playbook to the same thing, and they'll all put up like the same numbers. It's really unrealistic. Shouldn't be based on the playbook. Should be based on maybe a combination of things within the sim engine. I just think a reworked sim engine would be something that would be very beneficial to the mode, and just sort of, I don't know, make the immersion of it a little bit better. So yeah, some of these I've already done before in previous wishlist videos, so that's why I'm not expanding on them a little too much. I've done a lot of these before, which should tell you that, I'm not saying I have the best ideas and EA should only listen to me, but these are things that they should definitely start getting into the game. So yeah, number 8, better sim engine. Number 7, player position terminology. This is something I've talked about before. Depending if you're a 4-3, your edge players are more likely going to be defensive ends. If you're in a 3-4, your edge players are more likely going to be a right outside linebacker, left outside linebacker. That terminology doesn't really get used as much anymore in the NFL. It's more just edge. It's just straight up, okay, this guy's an edge guy, he's going to go get after quarterback. There's really no right defensive end, left defensive end, and defensive tackle. It's just defensive lineman. Interior defensive lineman. That's it. And then nose tackle. That's sort of it. You don't really have right outside linebacker, left outside linebacker, middle linebacker. You just have linebackers, inside linebackers, those sorts of things. That's basically what you have now in the NFL. I think it's time for Madden to just get this stuff in the game already, instead of just sort of still using terminology that hasn't been used now really in the NFL for like almost a decade now. We've gone away from sort of that style of thing. So here's my phone going off. What do you know? Would it be in my video without my phone going off? Let's just, yes, James Harden's injured. So number 6, another thing that I've mentioned before, compensatory picks. The logic behind this is if you lose a free agent, if a free agent leaves your team, depending on a whole bunch of other things that the NFL calculates, you will get a compensatory pick for that player leaving. Just recently, you can start trading these picks. So yes, compensatory picks are a key thing to look for. So if you have guys who are on expiring contracts, maybe instead of trading them away, you in the previous year, you kind of gamble. Maybe they get a decent enough deal where you can get a good compensatory pick. Should be in Madden. Once again, but just add to sort of the team building aspect of things. You could be like the Packers and mostly focus on trying to gather compensatory picks. instead of signing talent and things like that. So you could try to go the Green Bay Packers route of building your team. Might not be all that successful, though. Number 5, more robust coaching staff upgrades. The coaching staff system that they have right now was added in Madden 22. We were welcomed. It was a really welcomed addition to the franchise mode, but I like to see these upgrades sort of have more paths, different branching paths to branch off into. Kind of like an RPG type of thing where you could really, I think, I don't want to say fine-tune, but I would say almost fine-tune these staff members. Right now, all the upgrades are just boosts to attributes. Like eventually you can get ones that are +5 spec catching or +5 impact block for tight ends. But I'd like to see maybe more 3rd and 4th pass. That's maybe more boost to players' actual attributes when they're running certain concepts. Maybe you can have an upgrade for one of your offensive line or for your offensive coordinator where your offensive linemen have +10, you know, I don't know, finesse blocking on RPOs or something like that. That's sort of my idea on that. You know, I think that'd be pretty cool. Would really be able to fine tune it, but maybe you can only unlock that if you unlock other things. So really just branching upgrade systems, I think, for the coaches, I think would be really cool. I think it would add a nice bit of variety to the coaching staff upgrades in Madden 24. Maybe put something in the game where we can be aware of that with the coaches going into a game, so we can maybe tune our game plan to try to not just neutralize the players, but also neutralize the coaches that we are going up against. And that'd be pretty cool. Number 4, a coaching carousel. We know this is going to be back in the next college football game that comes out next year, so just be sure this is imported into Madden 24 as well. And, you know, maybe I would like to see, I don't know if coaches actually get fired mid-season in the game. I'm not 100% sure about that. I could have swore maybe I got like a scenario about that in like Madden 21. There, if I didn't win a game, I would get fired. So I think at least user coaches can get fired mid-season. I don't know about CPU coaches, but I would like to maybe see that, you know, just expand out the staff stuff and the coaching stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like I said, we've already seen coaches get fired. We saw Matt Rule get fired. So just, I would like to see things like that into the game. Number 3, clinch scenarios when it comes to, so I think draft positioning or securing your spot in the playoffs. I think there are ways for you to go and check your draft position if you go into, I think, the trade screen and then go to your picks, and then you can basically see where you're slotted to position in the draft. But I would just like another screen in the standings and stats, sort of like current draft order. There might be something in the game already like that, I'm not aware, but just put it in the stats and standings where I can just go look and see the current draft order. I think that'd be pretty nice. Clinch scenarios, I would really like to know about these for divisions, for 1 and 2 seeds and things like that, seeding, and just clinching a spot in the playoffs. Like I said, sometimes you are sort of just kind of left in the dark of how things are working out. I remember years of, like, you know, previous years, I believe last in one of our Steelers, or it was either our Steelers or Giants franchise, I can't exactly remember, where I had to work it out all in my head and figure out, okay, well, if these teams lose and if we win these next 2 games and if they split, we should make the playoffs. I shouldn't have to do that sort of stuff. That's sort of stuff that the game should take care of for me. Don't tell me that you can't do it. Yeah, you can. So that's something I want to see. Number 2, presentation in the playoffs kind of sucks. It needs to get better. This is going to be just presentation. I guess it's more just a general game thing. I still feel like playoff games don't feel like playoff games. They kind of just feel like normal games. Team intro should be different for the playoffs. When you win games, I still feel like teams just kind of walk off the field as if, you know, hey, yeah, there's no like real, you don't see players that are like just showing that emotion, like, damn, we just lost in the divisional round. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see that, and it kind of just bugs me. I would like to see better presentation for the playoffs in general. Another thing I like to see, trophy celebrations for the conference championships, you know, presentations of the Lamar Hunt and George Halas trophies. That would be cool. I don't know if that's ever been in a Madden game before. That might have been in 2K, But yeah, I would like to see a presentation of the conference championship trophies. I think that'd be just, once again, another cool thing. That's sort of an important moment for teams. And yeah, I'd like to see that. And, you know, and for presentation, this is something that I'm pretty sure some people have suggested this before. Can we get different presentation packages in the game? You don't have to exactly get Fox, CBS, I guess Amazon now, and ESPN. Just make some cheap imitations. Just make knockoff versions of Fox, CBS, Prime Video, and ESPN, and get those into the game. You know, maybe if I'm using an NFC team, I'm more showing up with the Fox presentation package compared to the CBS one. Maybe when I play Thursday, and then when I play Thursday games, it's the Prime Video one. I play Monday night games, it's the ESPN style presentation package. When I'm playing an AFC team, maybe it's going to be the CBS one. I know like Fox and CBS now, they're not as tied to like NFC, AFC as they used to be, but you know, I think it would just be something that would freshen things up a little bit. It would keep the game fresh. I think that's the main thing. I think that's kind of the main component, is it would keep the game fresh. Also, bring back old presentation packages. You've sort of changed this thing up every year. Why not just maybe keep some of that stuff in the game? That just give me a different look and feel, so I don't feel like I'm sort of beating my head against the, I don't want to say beating my head against the wall necessarily, because it is minor, but like it's kind of not, because it is something you're seeing visually in the game. So I think just freshening that up every other game, I think it would be really cool, and I think it would just go a long way in helping people continue to play their franchises past maybe the first 1 or 2 seasons. I think that's something that would really help out. And number 1 on this list, I've done this before, I've made a separate video on this before, and I'm gonna keep bashing, I'm gonna keep smashing the give me it now button or whatever to get this into the game. Expansion mode with a full creative team suite. Like I said, I've done one of these wishlist videos now, what feels like, you know, at least I've done at least 3 to 4 years of doing these for Madden, and I think I always come back to some variation of this on the list. Create a team is something that is missing from Madden. I can run down the list of sports games that have create a team now, but honestly the list would be shorter if I just list the games that don't have it. I'm pretty sure out of all the major sports games, Madden might be the only one that does not have some variation of create a team in their game. This is something that I think would just really add to the franchise experience, from creating your own unique team, the actual team building aspect, because right now how things are in Madden, it's kind of too easy to build a team in Madden. You guys have already seen in the Seahawks franchise, we're pretty well built up after one off season. All it takes is one off season and one draft, and you pretty much got your team. I think really, if you have to build a team from the ground up via an expansion draft, I think that'd be really cool. You know, you only get to take kind of bad players. So I think that would add some spice to it. You would have a really bad team starting out. You would have PJ Walker as your starting quarterback. Those sorts of things. You would probably have a terrible offensive lineman. You would get street free agent offensive lineman. They recently added the player motivation tag system, and that affects how players sign with other teams of free agency. You can play off of that, where players are like, yeah, I don't want to go to an expansion team. No thanks. Won't even tier your offer, right? You can't even negotiate with those players. Maybe in the free agency screen that first 2-3 years, if you don't reach a certain thresh point, I'm not sure what that would be. Maybe it's total wins over the course of, you know, you can, over the first 3 seasons, players that are really good will just be grayed out in a box. Like, you can't even talk to them. You can't even approach them to sign with your team. I think that'd be something that just, once again, would be really cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that feature throughout the game, actually. Even if you're using like a bad team like the Panthers, maybe players like, yeah, I'm not going there. No thanks. If your team falls on hard times, I think that'd be really cool. What else? Hiring scouts should be tougher because you're an expansion team, honestly. Hiring coaches should be tougher because all these things should be all these things that give you little boosts and pluses in the game currently should be a lot harder to acquire if you're an expansion team. Or if you're a bad team, it should be hard to keep your great talented people because they're like, this team sucks, we're not winning, I'm getting the hell out of here. So I think that'd be pretty cool to see, actually, in Madden. Just kind of make building things up tougher. But yeah, expansion mode with create a team would be great. All of these things would make playing with expansion team, I think, more fulfilling just playing with another normal NFL team. I think it would be a lot more fun, and also it would give me something to do, I think, with Madden, because right now it's kind of outside of franchise. It's kind of hard for me to figure out what else to do with this game. I know it would just be another franchise, but I think it'd be cool to have another franchise that's different. That's, you know, that's why I wanted to do the relocation franchise, but I can't because the franchise always resets to the draft after I do the draft in off season, which is really annoying. So all of that, everything I said wouldn't even matter, because if they don't actually fix the franchise issues, none of it matters. So fix those issues first, and then just put everything that I said on this list and just do it. And in franchise mode, it'll be great, and you can credit me for it and all that other good stuff. So if you enjoyed this video, if you liked it, be sure to hit like, be sure to hit subscribe, hit the bell for more notifications for when I upload something, when I get in the mood to upload stuff again. I've been sick the past, like, week. I don't know what it was. I just have not felt very good. I don't know if I got the vid or what happened, but either way, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. I told you to do it now 2 times, so you better do it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.